Ready?
Let me totally cut off your mid-sentence.
I was like,
and go for it.
Guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you, MetroPCS and Samsung S9 for having me out. This was just one of my days. Come follow me along if you want to see more. This one, we're going through MetroPCS, and this whole project came about from an email that said, hey, do you want to run this campaign with MetroPCS? It was from a traditional ad agency. It wasn't through like a social media marketing agency, and that's kind of rare nowadays. Those are like the golden ones. As a social content creator, you want projects from traditional ad agencies because they are serious, they have big budgets, and they're usually typically trying to make something cool. And for this particular case, they wanted a 3-part series takeover ending with an IGTV episode, which is predominantly what we're going through. But there was some other content that I shot that was just story takeover for MetroPCS, and the general concept was land, sea, and nightlife. And so we did like some longboard cruising, the best spots in Venice Beach. Oh, also for those of you that don't know what MetroPCS is, it is a telecom company here in the United States. They're not like the top tier one. They're definitely not the bottom. They're definitely not the middle. They're like a little bit below the middle. But they're dope because they're doing progressive stuff like that. And that goes for a lot of brands. Like some of the smallest brands are doing the coolest stuff because they can. And that's why this was so much fun. So I skated around Venice. I went longboarding, or I went surfing with a Samsung, I think it was a Galaxy S9 or something like that. And that's like their biggest phone because they don't have an iPhone. And so I remember reading somewhere that was waterproof, and I was like, yeah, I'll just go surf with it. And I look back at this campaign, the dumbest thing I probably did was I just paddled out surfing here in Venice. I was like, all right, let's just knock this whole shoot out. And I just grabbed my board, went out to go surf, and I put like a Samsung phone in my mouth, in my teeth, with like no leash or anything. We had 2 of them, so that's why I was like, oh, there, we got 2. Like even if we throw one away, we're good. And I put it in my mouth, and I just paddled out, and I had like went under a wave because I had to. And it's like waterproof somewhere, I read it, but like I don't know how deep, and like salt water and all this stuff. It's in my mouth because that shocks me. And I was looking back, I'm like, that was not smart, Jeremiah. That was not smart. So, kid you not, when I went in the water, I dropped it, like trying to hand it off to, or like I put it in my hand like this, and I landed in the water, and I tried like switching hands for some reason, and it like fell. And I just like was like, Jeremiah, pause. Where is that phone going with where you're going in the water? And I was like, it's right here. And I like started moving my hands around, and I grabbed it. It was really crazy, but we got a quick shot. And I was like, you know what, I'm done. It was the shortest surf session I've ever had. And I just ran back home, gave it over to Reese. Reese uploaded it, sent it off to Metro. So that was a fun story. The other part of the story content that I made, aside from surfing, was a concert series. I actually flew to Colorado. I shot Millennium's concert there, and then I also was piggybacking shooting for the Samsung MetroPCS thing where I was just showing like the behind the scenes of it. I've got a great relationship with Millennium, and I'm totally open with them on that, which is a big pro tip. Do not shoot these side hustle brand campaigns at people's shows because you don't have clearance to their music or their likeliness, and you're benefiting and you're making money off of them, so they need to sign off on it. And Millennium totally did. And we actually used a song for the IGTV part of this whole campaign, which was my favorite part, where we skydived out of a hot air balloon with cell phones in our hands. So we just ordered on Amazon like a $2 little like ring that you could put your finger behind or whatever on the back of your phone, a little sticky thing. And I invited a friend out and said, yo, you want to jump out holding a cell phone and just film me with it? So 90% of this was shot on a Samsung S9, which was really cool. And is actually probably one of my favorite hot air balloon jumps. And I think Brendan, who's also the filmer in this, Brendan Hayward, we had the most fun because it was so simple. There was no like GoPros to turn on. There was no production. There was no timing. I was like, I just want to step off. And normally we're like, I'm going to do a backflip, and then you're going to do this, and all this like coordination, and you're just panicking, and you're like running through it over and over again. And this one was like, you're going to fall off, and then I'm literally just going to step off like you're walking off of a plank. And which ended up being super spooky because it was just like, normally you throw like a backflip and you're focused on something else, like a backflip or off this hot air balloon or something like that. And this one was just, it was just a step off, and it was awesome. It was amazing. Fun fact about this episode, and I'll show you right now when we go through it, was I like cut around. I'm not wearing a helmet, so you could see my face. You can see my face start getting like really like pressed, like skydiving, like super kooky, and I just cut around it. And so like I'm on my back for most of the skydive, so the wind's not like hitting my face. And that's not because I knew that going while I was falling. I just, when I was editing, I was like, oh, those are the only good moments. But it's short and sweet anyway, so there was no need to go any crazier. Also, MetroPCS apparently is called MetroPCS by T-Mobile. They do not sponsor this one, but they sponsor the one that we're reviewing right now. For those of you that are just really on top of your telecom communications branding updates. This whole video, like, it was just shot on an Instagram story, super authentic. It came off across really well. And the agency that hired us said that this was one of their most highly engaged social pieces, which is awesome. And I feel like a lot of brands we work with are starting to tell us that more and more. But again, just jumping straight into this, we had one friend that was shooting on a A7S vertically, and then everything else was shot on a Samsung S9. And we repurposed this drone shot that I've gotten prior at 44 seconds. I had that from another jump, same hot air balloon. If you look super closely, there's like a lot more people in the balloon than when we were on the actual jump. But at 50 seconds, just the step off was so much fun. And this is for sunrise. It's amazing. Because it was a phone, I wasn't able to like color this exactly how I wanted to. But overall, it was a blast. And it's crazy to think that I invested a lot of money in skydiving and time into skydiving, and now I was getting paid for a campaign to do it, which is crazy. Skydive rigs are like $5,000, so to do something that can then pay it off, you know, after a couple projects or something is pretty crazy, and I think a lot of people doubted it, including myself. But I just went through with it because it was a dream of mine. But now it's paying off, which is awesome, and this is a testament to that. So go after what you're super passionate about, and someone out there will pay you to do it. It's the world we live in now, which is amazing. We lucked out on the landing on this one. I just landed right by my camera operator or Brendan. I landed right by Brendan, and we got this really cool shot of me passing through with the sunset in the back. I was super hyped on it, and yeah. Also, flying and skydiving with the phone is not safe, or do not do it. But for this, we were the first people to land on the drop zone, and it wasn't even open because it was sunrise, and we were the first people to land. So there's no one else flying in the air. Where a traditional skydive drop zone, there's like maybe 20 other people flying their canopies, where it was literally just me and my camera operator, and we made sure to have our separation when we were flying. So we kept it safe, we kept it fire, and frick, I want to do something like this again. If you're a brand and you want to do something like this, let's go, baby. See you on the next one, everybody. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you, MetroPCS and Samsung S9 for having me out. This was just one of my days. Come follow me along if you want to see more.